What if I told you there's something most 80-year-olds can't do? And yet, if you can, even if you're pushing 70, 75, or 80 yourself, it might just mean you're not aging like the rest. You might actually be aging in reverse. Now hang on, before you laugh that off, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever looked at someone in their late 70s or early 80s and thought, wow, how are they still so sharp? So steady on their feet? So full of life? Maybe it was a neighbor, a relative, someone at church. They move around with ease, their mind is crystal clear, and they've got more energy than people half their age. They might even joke about it, I feel younger now than I did in my 60s. And it makes you wonder, what's their secret? Is it just good genes? Or is there something more going on? Now, think about this for a second. Most people assume that aging just means slowly breaking down. More aches. More pills. More help to get through the day. But what if that's not the full picture? What if there are hidden signs, real, measurable, physical signs, that can show whether someone's actually aging better than most people around them? Because here's the truth. Aging doesn't have to mean decline. Not completely. Not right away. In fact, there are clear indicators, subtle things, that can tell us when someone's body and mind are not just holding on, but thriving. And the best, do me a favor real quick, white right pointing backhand index, drop a comment below that says I'm ready to age in reverse. Let's make this a conversation. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community here at the Elders Wisdom Institute. This is your place for powerful insights on aging well, caring better, and staying strong through every season of life. Ready? Let's dive in. All right. Let's start with the very first sign that someone might be aging in reverse. You can sit down on the floor and stand back up without any help. Now I want you to picture this. An 82-year-old man is playing on the living room floor with his great-granddaughter. They're building a little puzzle, laughing together, completely in the moment. And when they're done, he doesn't call out for someone to pull him up. He doesn't lean on the coffee table. He just stands. Effortlessly. Gracefully. As if he were 40 years younger. Now let me ask you something personal. Could you do that? Right now? Could you lower yourself all the way to the floor, maybe even cross your legs, sit there for a bit, and then stand back up, without grabbing onto furniture or someone's hand? If you can, that's more than just a cool party trick. That's a serious sign that your body is functioning well above your biological age. Here's why. Sitting down and standing up from the floor might seem simple. But it's not. That one movement requires a complex chain of coordination. Your hips, knees, ankles, spine, core muscles, and sense of balance all have to work together. And when just one part of that chain weakens, the whole movement becomes difficult or even dangerous. But no, it's not always just age. Often, it's the result of sarcopenia. That's the gradual loss of muscle mass that begins in our 30s and accelerates if we're not doing something about it. It can also be due to joint stiffness, weak core muscles, or balance issues that slowly develop over time. And sadly, many older adults stop sitting on the floor altogether because it's just too hard to get back up. But here's the good news. This isn't a one-way street. You can absolutely regain or maintain this kind of mobility with some simple, consistent habits. For example, start with gentle bodyweight squats. You don't have to go deep. Just lower yourself slightly, hold onto a chair if you need to, and feel your legs working. Even just 5 a day can begin to wake up those muscles again. Another great movement is the chair pose from yoga. You stand tall, bend your knees like you're about to sit in an invisible chair, and hold that position for a few seconds. It works your thighs, your core, and your balance, all at once. And one more tip, if you haven't sat on the floor in years, try it. Start with a cushion or yoga mat. Get comfortable with the floor again. It reconnects you to your body in a way that no couch ever will. Because here's the truth. Being able to move freely and confidently without relying on things around you. That's not just physical independence. That's dignity. That's quality of life. So if you're someone who can still sit down and stand back up with ease, celebrate that. Seriously. It's one of the clearest signs that your body is not giving in to time the way most people's are. But physical strength is only one piece of the puzzle. Because the next sign that you, or someone you love, might be aging in reverse, it doesn't show up in the muscles. It shows up in the mind. Let's talk about it. Let's move on to sign number 2, and this one isn't about how you move. It's about how you think. You can recall new information easily. Now picture this. An 84-year-old woman walks into her weekly church group. She's only been attending a few months, but she remembers everyone's name. She picks up on conversations from last week, she recalls someone's grandchild just had surgery, and she even remembers the phone number someone gave her by heart. Oh, and she recently learned how to video call on her new smartphone, without needing help. Now that's not common. That's exceptional. And it's a sign that her brain is staying young, no matter what her birth certificate says. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. What you're seeing in someone like that is a brain that still has cognitive flexibility, the ability to adapt, learn new things, and create new pathways. This isn't just good memory. It's mental agility, being able to take in something unfamiliar, store it, and then use it when needed. And here's something most people don't realize. Cognitive plasticity, your brain's ability to grow and rewire itself, doesn't disappear with age. It just needs a little more encouragement. We tend to assume that memory loss is just a normal part of aging. And yes, some mild forgetfulness can be expected, like walking into a room and forgetting why. That happens to people in their 30s too. But when someone consistently struggles with learning new things or forgets conversations entirely, it's not always just getting old. Sometimes it's a lack of mental stimulation. Sometimes it's stress, poor sleep, or even dehydration. And sometimes it's something more serious, like early cognitive decline or undiagnosed conditions such as hyperthyroidism or vitamin B12 deficiency. But the beauty of the brain is that it responds when we give it the right inputs. Think of it like a garden. If you water it, feed it, and let the sunlight in, it grows. If you ignore it, it withers. So what are those sunlight and water moments for the mind? Here are a few that make a powerful difference: small blue diamond brain games. Not just for fun, but to actively challenge your mind. Word puzzles, memory games, even simple matching apps on a tablet can help build those neural bridges. Small blue diamond social interaction. Talking with others stimulates areas of the brain connected to language, emotion, memory, and decision-making. A daily phone call with a friend? That's mental exercise. Small blue diamond lifelong learning, starting a new hobby, learning a new language, or even just reading about something unfamiliar keeps your brain on its toes. Don't underestimate the power of curiosity. And one more thing, don't let technology intimidate you or your loved ones. Trying something new, like setting up a smart TV, learning to send voice messages, or following a recipe on YouTube, is actually training your brain every time. Because here's the truth, if your mind can take in something new, remember it, and apply it. That's not just memory. That's youth. That's resilience. That's a brain that refuses to grow old before its time. And just like our brain tells us how strong our mind is, the next sign of reverse aging tells us something just as powerful: how strong our heart is. Not just the emotional heart, but the literal, beating heart in your chest. Let's talk about that next. Let's move into sign number 3 now. And this one's all about your heart. Your resting heart rate is low and stable. Let me introduce you to Clara. She's 82 years old. Every morning, rain or shine, she laces up her walking shoes, slips on a light jacket, and heads out the door just as the sun peeks through the trees. She doesn't power walk, she's not training for a marathon. She just walks. Peacefully. Consistently. Every single morning. At her last doctor's visit, her physician raised an eyebrow when he looked at her chart. "Clara," he said, "your resting heart rate is better than most people in their 50s. And it's true. Clara's heart is aging slower than her years. Because she's giving it the care and movement it needs. Now, let's break this down. Your resting heart rate, that's the number of times your heart beats per minute when you're calm and at rest. For most adults, a normal resting heart rate is somewhere between 60 and 100 beats per minute. But here's the kicker, the lower your resting heart rate, within a healthy range, the more efficient your heart is. Why? Because it means your heart can pump enough blood with fewer beats. It's strong. It's steady. It's not struggling just to keep you going through the day. On the flip side, if your heart rate is constantly elevated, even when you're not moving much, it could mean your cardiovascular system is under strain. And that strain can lead to things like fatigue, breathlessness, and even a higher risk for heart-related conditions. But here's the part many people misunderstand. When an older adult feels tired going up the stairs, or short of breath just walking to the mailbox, they often chalk it up to just getting older. But that's not always the truth. A heart that isn't working efficiently will make you feel older than you are. And the most frustrating part? Many people accept that exhaustion without ever questioning what's really going on underneath. The good news is, you don't need a gym membership or a fancy smartwatch to support your heart. Try this. Walk for 20 minutes a day. Just walk. No rush. No pressure. Just move. Dance in your kitchen. Turn on music you love and let your body sway. Stretch while watching TV. Gentle movements can still get the blood flowing. Breathe deeply. A few minutes of slow, intentional breathing every day helps calm the nervous system and gives your heart a little break. And if you have a basic fitness tracker or even an old-fashioned pulse check, take note of your resting heart rate once a week. First thing in the morning, before you've had coffee or started your day. If it's lowering over time with gentle movement and healthier habits, that's a big win. That means your heart is becoming stronger, more resilient, and more efficient. And here's something beautiful to think about. Your heart has been beating since the day you were born. It's never taken a break. Not once. So when you give it even just a little love back, through movement, healthy foods, and rest, it responds in kind. Clara's heart didn't stay young by accident. It stayed young because she treated it like the precious organ it is. Not perfectly. Just consistently. And now? Now she enjoys walks, conversations, grandchildren, and quiet mornings, with energy and calm. But you know what's even more telling than a healthy heart rate? How you handle the little things in life, your daily independence. Because the next sign of reverse aging is often overlooked, but it might just be the most important one of all. Sign number 4, you wake up feeling rested. You know that feeling. You open your eyes. And before your feet even hit the floor, there's this sense of clarity. You're not groggy. You're not stiff or aching in every joint. You don't feel like you've just survived the night, you feel like you're ready for the day. That's a powerful thing. Because for many people in their 70s, 80s, and beyond, mornings can be tough. They wake up foggy. Their backs ache. Their legs feel heavy. Their thoughts move slowly. And before they've even had their coffee, they're already counting the hours until their next nap. But when you're aging in reverse, that's not your morning story. Let me tell you about Harold. He's 85. Every morning, just after the sun rises, he gets out of bed without complaint. No snoozing. No groaning. No endless shifting in bed trying to feel awake. He moves through his morning with clarity. Makes a light breakfast, reads the paper, maybe even hums a little tune. Why? Because Harold sleeps well. And that, my friend, is a quiet superpower. Here's what's happening in a body like Harold's. When you sleep, your body goes to work. It's not just about shutting off. In deep, uninterrupted sleep, your body repairs tissue, balances hormones, flushes out toxins from the brain, and restores energy stores. It's like your system is doing overnight maintenance, quietly, behind the scenes. So when you wake up feeling good, that's a biological signal. It means your body did the work it was supposed to while you were sleeping. That's a sign of deep healing. And it's a major marker of youth, regardless of age. But here's the problem. So many people believe poor sleep is just what happens when you get older. They'll say, well, I guess I just don't sleep like I used to, and yes, it's true, sleep cycles do change with age. But poor sleep? That's not guaranteed. In many cases, it's tied to things that can be addressed, things like small orange diamond inconsistent bedtime routine, small orange diamond too much screen time at night, small orange diamond drinking caffeine too late in the day, small orange diamond silent sleep disruptors like snoring or sleep apnea, small orange diamond even underlying anxiety or pain that goes untreated. So what can you do? You don't have to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. Just try these small changes. Turn off all screens, TV, phone, tablets, at least an hour before bed. The blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime. Stick to a sleep routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on weekends. Your body loves rhythm. Make your bedroom a peaceful space. Dim lighting. Cool temperature. Soft blankets. Calming scents like lavender. Consider a magnesium supplement after consulting your doctor. It can help relax muscles and ease the mind into rest. No heavy meals or late-night snacks. Your body can't rest properly if it's busy digesting. Gentle stretches or light reading before bed. Signal to your body that the day is ending and it's time to wind down. And listen, if you wake up tired more days than not. If you snore loudly, gasp for air in your sleep, or feel constantly drained, it might be worth talking to a doctor. Sleep apnea and other disruptions are more common than you think, and very treatable. Because when you start sleeping well again, you don't just feel better. You think better, move better, live better. That's what Harold does. Not because he's lucky, but because he values rest as much as he values activity. And his body thanks him every single morning. Now, there's one last sign. One that seems so small, people often overlook it. But it's also the one that separates the average 80-year-old from those who seem to defy the very concept of aging. It's not physical. It's not medical. But it might just be the most revealing sign of all. Let's talk about it. Sign number 5, you can maintain your balance on one leg for 10 seconds. Picture this. It's a warm Saturday afternoon at a local health fair. The kind with music playing softly, volunteers handing out fruit cups, and booths offering blood pressure checks and memory games. At one station, there's a simple challenge: stand on one leg for 10 seconds. Eyes open. Arms at your sides. You wouldn't think much of it, but you'd be surprised. Most folks in their 70s and 80s? They laugh nervously, step up, and try. Some wobble. Some barely lift their foot. Some topple within 3 seconds. But a handful? They do it. steady, calm, balanced. And when they step down, you can see it in their face, not just the pride of passing a test, but the feeling that their body is still with them. Still capable. Still theirs. It's powerful. Because this test, as simple as it seems, tells a much bigger story. Here's why. Balance isn't just about your legs or your feet. It's a full-body orchestra of systems working in sync. Your brain, your inner ear, your muscles, your joints, even your eyesight. They're all sending and receiving signals constantly, adjusting in microseconds to keep you upright. So when you can balance for 10 seconds, especially on one leg, that's your brain-body connection at work. It shows your coordination is sharp, your muscles are responsive, and your nervous system is still firing efficiently. But balance isn't just about staying upright in a challenge, it's about staying safe in life. Think about it. Most serious injuries in older adults come from falls. And once a fall happens, it's not just the body that's affected. It's confidence. It's independence. It's freedom. That's why balance is such a clear window into your biological age. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people believe falling is just a part of getting older. That it's normal to lose stability. They'll say things like, "Oh, I'm just clumsy now," or "I guess I can't trust my legs anymore." But that's not the whole truth. Loss of balance usually starts slowly, and often, it's preventable. It's not just age, it's disuse. It's a lifetime of sitting more than standing, of avoiding stairs, of choosing comfort over challenge. But here's the good news, balance can be trained, improved, strengthened, just like any other muscle or skill. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership. Start small. Try this, while brushing your teeth, lift one foot slightly off the ground. Hold for as long as you can. Then switch sides. It may feel silly at first, but this micro-exercise challenges your stabilizers. It signals your brain to stay sharp, your muscles to stay alert, your posture to stay strong. You can also try gentle Tai Chi movements. Standing yoga poses, like tree pose or warrior 3. Heel-to-toe walking across your hallway like you're on a tightrope. And always, safety first. Hold onto the counter when you begin. Balance practice is powerful, but only when done safely and consistently. So when you see someone in their 80s confidently standing on one leg, don't just see balance. See brain health. See muscle strength. See youth still alive in the body. Now, you've heard 5 signs. 5 quiet yet profound indicators that your body and mind are aging in reverse. And maybe, as you listened, you recognized yourself in some of them. Or maybe you thought of a loved one, someone who's still strong in ways others might not notice. Let's take a moment now. Not just to reflect on these signs, but to talk about what they really mean for you, your family, and the years still ahead. You know, watching someone you love grow older, watching their steps get slower, their voice a little softer, their memory a little more fragile, it does something to your heart. There's a quiet ache that builds. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's sadness. Sometimes it's a helpless kind of frustration. Because you wish you could do more. You wish you could turn back time. Or at least pause it for a little while. And if you're feeling that right now, please know you're not alone. This journey, whether you're walking it yourself or alongside someone you love, it's one of the most deeply human things we go through. But here's the thing. What you've just learned in this video, these 5 signs, they're not just checkboxes. They're clues. Clues that the body and mind still have life to give. Clues that aging, real aging, is not just a slow unraveling, but a chance to care more deeply, live more intentionally, and support more wisely. Because now, you're not moving forward in fear. You're moving forward with awareness. And that is powerful. You now know what most people don't. You know that standing up from the floor isn't just a movement, it's a message. That remembering names isn't just nice, it's neurological health. That waking up refreshed, or holding balance for 10 seconds, those are not just lucky days. They're signs of something deeper. And if right now you're thinking, "But my mom struggles with those things," or "I can't even do 2 of them myself," that's okay. Truly, it is. Because this isn't about being perfect. It's not about passing a test. It's about starting from where you are. So if you, or someone you care about, is struggling with even one of these signs, don't wait for a scare. Don't wait until it's bad enough. Start small. One change. Today. Maybe that means a 5-minute walk after breakfast. Maybe it means putting your phone down an hour before bed. Maybe it's calling your doctor to ask about sleep or balance concerns. Whatever it is, do something. Because doing something is where hope lives. And I want you to remember this deeply: aging doesn't have to mean decline. Not anymore. Not with the knowledge we have. Not with the tools at our fingertips. With the right habits, a little intention, and a lot of love for your best years. The ones filled with laughter, movement, clarity, connection. They might not be behind you. They might be just ahead. So hold on to that hope. Let it guide you forward. You are not powerless. You are prepared. And you're not walking this path alone. Let's take a moment to breathe it all in. To recap, if you can sit down on the floor and rise back up without help. If you can learn new things and remember details without struggle. If your resting heart rate is low and steady. If you wake up truly rested. And if you can balance on one leg for 10 seconds. Then friend, you might just be aging in reverse. These aren't just physical feats. They're signs, quiet but powerful, that your body and mind are still strong, still adaptable, and still deeply alive. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these signs surprised you the most? Which ones have you seen in your parents, grandparents, or even in yourself? Or maybe, which ones are you working on right now? Go ahead. Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and your stories? They remind others they're not alone. We're building a real community here at Elders Wisdom Institute, a space where aging is met with care, strength, and knowledge. So if this video helped you feel a little more hopeful, a little more equipped, or even just a little less alone, consider subscribing. It's completely free, and every week, I'll be here with more insight, more encouragement, and more ways to care wisely. For yourself or someone you love. Thank you, truly, for spending this time with me. Stay curious. Stay strong. And above all, remember this: aging is a journey, not a sentence. You've got more power than you think. And I'll be right here with you, every step of the way. I'll see you in the next video.